Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna continue talking about My Day Nunaga. Today we're gonna talk about episode 2. Welcome back to my channel. I know we were doing short. I know this is a new concept for you guys. Before Single Inferno, since we have this month of December, I know it's fun planning for the holiday and everything, but what do you do in the meantime when you have time? So I said, I'm just gonna continue talking about Mind the Nunaga, and I'm gonna talk about episode 2 today. Welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about Mind the Nunaga episode 2. The last time I left you guys, we were talking about Moonji going to the secret home, and my prediction was like, it's not because I watched it already, but even if it was the first time watching it, I knew that he was gonna look for information about Bonnie. He wanted like something, you know he's interested in Bonnie. He opened one of the Bonnie items. It's a drawer and there's a picture inside. The picture have like a date on the bottom. She looked like a teenager. She looked 14 and above. Like, let's say if she was 14 now in 2025 should be like 35. And we were talking about maybe there's an age gap between one couple. I say that maybe it might be this couple, or maybe it might be just two people. So like say 14, because I don't know what 13-year-old look like. At least 14. So it can be more, maybe 16 and she might be 37 and he might be like 25. I don't know. They say there's a 12 age gap, and I just tried to like find out who is that, those two people who have the biggest age gap. And the panelists, they talk a little bit about that, try to figure out. Even Moonji said it might be more than 5-year age gap. Maybe the first time when he saw Bonnie, he said maybe it's just a 5-year age gap. Now he started to like worry that, oh man, it might be more than 5-year age gap. Puppy guy, how do we call him? Puppy guy or Sanyong. I really try my best to memorize the name. I know I'm not so good. Puppy guy, he like skincare, he like makeup. Like you can see, he's doing his makeup in the morning. He's doing skincare. The panelists will say, this is something that people do now. Like, it's not like there's no more stereotype about a guy doing makeup or taking care of the skin. Sanyong was the first to go to the kitchen after when he woke up. At night when they were talking, Gyeong said that she was going to make Greek yoga for all of them in the morning. He woke up so early, went to the kitchen. The lady are not there yet, and then he went and knocked at her door. They were still sleeping. So most of the guys wake up very early. They're just like walking around the kitchen, finding something to do, and they will end up eating banana while waiting for the lady like to start making breakfast. The two guys that were in the kitchen first were like Sanwa and Sanyong, and they were talking about it. Maybe one of the guys went to the secret room. It must be Moonjin or it must be Yeonjun, because Sanwa didn't receive any message from the lady, and Sandra know that we received one. So there's still 3 messages. That means one of them received. They didn't know who actually went. They said that they knew that it was one of those two guys. I'm like, what's up with the breakfast? Everybody's just eating banana. It was just funny to me to see that. I just love watching Bonnie and Minju in the kitchen. The interaction in general just made me want to keep watching this show. Yeongkyo apologized to Poppy guy for waking up late, like she was gonna make yoga for them. All of them finally have breakfast, sitting in the table arrangement, everything catered. Did I say catered? I'm sorry. In the dating show that even other Asian show, like the city arrangement is something. Pay attention to that. So Jiwon, we noticed in episode 1, Jiwon was kind of interested in Minju, so she saw where he usually sits, so she sat where he was going to sit facing her. Or I don't know if it was intentional or not, because I think she saw where, I don't want to say like Jiwon did something bad, because I love Jiwon. After Bonnie, Jiwon is my second favorite. So she sat because she's interested in a guy, so there's no claiming yet. So, and just like she predicted, Moonji went ahead and sat next to Bonnie. Bonnie is on his left, Jiwon is facing him. So she thought like, oh, during the breakfast they were gonna have like more interaction, they were gonna talk and stuff like that. But her disappointment is Moonji was only taking care of Bonnie. She was kind of sad. There was something happening in the kitchen. They were talking about who wanted one cereal and stuff like that. I think there was three people wanted cereal. And when they were eating, he completely forgot about that. All his attention, Moonji attention, all his attention is Bonnie. He wasn't paying attention to G1. I feel bad for G1, but I really love Moonji and Bonnie interaction so far. My biggest worry about their interaction is the age gap thing. I'm afraid that if something like that happens, they might get discouraged and they don't want to like keep getting to know each other. Sangyeong on the table was interacting with Ye-eun, right? And we will talk about that a little bit later. And she was exercising on the second floor. He came, he saw her like she was like in a weird type of position, and he said, "Oh, are we not allowed to be on the second floor?" Because I saw Ye-eun doing this. Ye-eun was like trying to stop him. She naturally make eye skinship contact. She was like holding his hand like that. If the panelists react to that, and pay attention to this because someone will see that, and we will talk about that a little bit later, his reaction to it. So she was like just so comfortable around Sangyeong. They were like talking on the table, joking and stuff like that. And one of the guys would pay attention to the interaction with Sangyeong. You start to disappoint me a little bit. All the guys are in the bedroom. They have like I don't know, intermediate type. The guy in the bedroom, they're just talking about the girl, the personality, what does the girl do. No, before that, the girl was talking about the blood type. And say, oh, O is supposed to be playful. I don't know. A is probably someone who's like determined and stuff. Like most the blood type that people prefer to be when it comes to personality wise is type A. And the funny thing, all the girls are different. They are like some obvious type A, like Bonnie and maybe Young, and there are other two that people thought they were type O, Ye-eun and G1 because they are more playful. But when they were talking, they all realized that all the girls are type A and they were talking about them. Meanwhile, the guy was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I don't know. Let's say the girls are millennial and the guys are Gen Z. Is it like a thing that Gen Z people don't care about the blood type anymore? Maybe it's just like the MBTI. I don't know. Because when I was watching like the show, like Singer and Fan, or not Singer and Fan, or has Singer like let's say 6 years ago, 5 years ago, blood type was like a thing. But now that when you watch the dating show, it's MBTI who's the thing. So the guys, let's say the guys are in the 20s and they're probably Gen Z, they don't care about the blood type. Meanwhile, the girls are fighting to be like, I'm type A. They don't care. Maybe they still care about blood type, but when I was watching it, I would see the guy didn't really care about those type of things. And now the guy are in the bedroom, like I was saying earlier, like the guys were talking in the bedroom and they were talking about the girl, the personality and stuff like that. They would try to guess what kind of job each girl do. They talk about Yeun be like maybe a violinist, and they say Jiwon must be a school teacher because she's playful. And I think someone who was on the date with Jiwon, the first day who picked up Jiwon, someone said, oh, Jiwon must be a good driver. He said she was a good driver. She was this and that. He was talking about Jiwon. So far, I don't really know. The most obvious people that are interested in each other for now is Moonjin and Bonnie. And also the one that we don't really pay attention to, who are actually very compatible, is like Young Jun and Young Kwan. So those two parents. Meanwhile, the other guy are still trying to figure out. The guys were talking about the background of the girl, and they were saying something about, oh, because they're on the show to date ladies who are older than them. They were talking about the possibility of the lady being more accomplished than them, and whether they like it or not. Like most of the guy was like, oh, they would prefer someone who has similar income. I'm like, don't worry, they're not training to find a job. Spoiler, those guys are pretty much accomplished. Like, we're gonna talk about job and occupation in episode 3. I thought it would be episode 2, but it seems like it will be episode 3. The girl was worrying about the job when it comes to the guys in episode 1, but like I said, the guys are pretty much accomplished. Like, that made me think they're either in the late 20 or early 30, and the girl will be in the mid 30 or late 30. So that's what I feel like it will be, except for the 12-age gap that I'm still confused about. And it's time for the guy to ask the girl on the date. Remember that the first day when they have the first meeting, the girl chose the profile picture and went on to meet the guys, right? Now the guy will directly ask the girl who they want to get to know, go on a small date. Moonji got up so quickly. Something about you have 5 minutes to ask the girl. And we know that he was going to ask Bonnie for sure. He was the first one to go upstairs and ask Bonnie. She said yes. She said she was kind of excited. She felt the butterflies. And then the next person who followed was Yeonju, and he wanted to ask Youngwon. They have a very first good meeting, even though he didn't remember her talking about pasta. I guess the first day was still very impressive. He had tendency of forgetting stuff. It's kind of funny. Someone. This is the part that surprised me, because I saw the banter between Sayon and Yeon. I thought Sayon was interested a little bit to get to know Yeon because they kind of joke around. But we know also, like, he seemed interested in Bonnie. We can just see the way he reacts in the house when he see Bonnie. Someone, like I was talking about, he was the third person to choose, and he went and he chose Yeon. And you know the reason why he chose Yeon? I want to talk about that now before I forget. The reason why he chose her is because he saw her in the house. He would mention that on the date that he thought she was like cold. She didn't talk to people, but he saw how playful she was in the house when she was joking around with Sayo. So he that got him interested. He was just looking at them interacting naturally. So that's why he asked her on the date. The panel was surprised. They thought he was gonna ask Jiwon because he was like, when the guy was talking about the girl, he was saying so many good things about Jiwon, right? So, oh, she's a good driver. I thought she'd be a school teacher. She's playful. She's this, is that. So we just thought that he was gonna ask her on the date again, since they met the first time. I don't know if the date was gonna continue. No, he chose Yeon, and there's gonna be something even funny after he chose Yeon. We talk about that, and then the last person, Sayon. There's only one person to ask. He asked the guy, who did you ask? I don't know if he asked Moonji, like, who did you ask? He said Bonnie. He was the last person to get up, and the only girl who wasn't be asked was Jiwon. I feel bad because I also like Jiwon. Besides Bonnie, I also like Jiwon. I don't want her to be like the last choice that the guy chose. So I wasn't happy about that. I'm happy that she got on the date though, but I really want to get to appreciate her also. Time for my favorite people, my favorite couple to go on the date. We have Bonnie and Moonji. They went on the date, so they took a bus. It's not like a regular type of commute bus. It was some kind of like a fairy tale type of bus. Let's talk about wicked type of bus, like the type of bus that you see in Disney movie. Before the bus came, Bonnie said she never rode the bus for like 10 years. She's been driving. This is like something new for her. She liked taking pictures. She took picture of the bus schedule when the bus is coming. She took a profile picture of side profile picture or behind profile picture, just like the boyfriend type of picture of Moonji. And they went to the bus and she took another picture. She took more picture of him standing by the window and stuff like that. She said something about she liked taking picture of the people she liked. Moonji was happy about that. I love how comfortable. What I like about the connection, I don't know about the age yet, they are so natural about each other. Some people would prefer, oh, I met this person, I can't really talk next to the person because I have so much spark and stuff like that. It's not awkward. It's not like, oh, too much like, oh, I can talk, you know. It's like so natural. The connection, they still have like the butterfly, but they're also very natural around each other. So that's what I'm trying to say. I love how comfortable they are around each other. Moonji asked Bonnie a question, like, what was your expectation when you came here? She said she had zero expectation at the beginning. She didn't want to hope for something big and then it doesn't happen. So she didn't even have expectation about this, but she's happy. She's happy of the result. When it comes to Moonji, have expectation and is happy his expectation are met. Like I said, she said she loved taking picture of the people she like. Is that a clue about she's what her occupation is? We will talk about it. I feel like I gave you a little clue there. I don't know if she made a mistake here. She's kind of like, this is where things with the panelists will start questioning questioning like about if we have more question about her age. And it's the same for Moonji, because she mentioned like a body type application. I don't even know body. Maybe it's an app in Korea that was popular a long time ago, because like one of the panelists said his sister was born in 1990. His sister is like 10 years older than him. He's 25 and she's 35, something that his sister used. But the panelist asked him, do you think Bonnie is younger than your sister or older than your sister? He said she look younger. Is Bonnie younger? Is Bonnie like, I don't know. So that let us know a little bit. Maybe Bonnie is like 1990, or maybe she's a little bit younger than that, or maybe she's about that age gap, maybe 35, between 35 less 35 or plus or something like that. The more they talk about it, the more I realize maybe Moonji must be really young. It was like, why body? He didn't even know. It's something that he heard about it, just like the panelist who's like 25 heard about it. So is Moonji, is he 25 or less? Or I don't know, is he about that age range? And that's where the panelist go, maybe this is the couple that might have the 12 age gap. So we still try to know. Beside the age gap, they get along pretty well. And he was asking questions to Bonnie if she dated somebody who was like younger, and she said she dated someone who was younger. She's mentioned about, I didn't pay attention very well to this part. She mentioned about something more like around 25 or a little bit older than 25, or something about, it wasn't about the age, and maybe it was about how mature the person was. If she did someone younger, it has to be very mature. She would prefer that instead of looking at somebody like was like 25 and I don't know, be seen like as a younger person. Maybe she would prefer to date older. But if the younger, the person have to be mature. Meanwhile, Moonji insists that the younger is better. Like she said, why? So they are not picky when it comes to things. He said when people get older, they're a little bit more picky. He said young people are passionate about this and that. So he was just telling her, no, it's okay to date younger. Meanwhile, she was like, I prefer somebody who is more mature. The second pair who go on the date are Sangwon and Yeun. Sangwon and Yeun didn't talk in her house. Like I said before, the reason that he asked Yeun to go on the date because he saw her interact with Sanyo. And I'm like, then he thought she had a cold personality, but he saw her playful. He wanted to get to know her. So they took the car. Even in the car, it was kind of funny what was happening in the car. In the car, he asked questions to Yeun. She said most of her friends are married. They don't have children. He said yes, they also have children. His reaction was kind of surprising. I said, is someone the one that's very young? Because his reaction was like, even if he's 25, a lot of 25-year-olds this day are married, even have children. Like his reaction was like making him feel like, is it that very young? But again, we will talk about that later. When the guy revealed the profession, that made me think maybe they are like above 25-year-old, maybe they're late 20 and early 30, because they have job. They went to like a studio or a place because they were making rice. I don't know if it was like first I thought they were gonna make some wine and stuff like that, but then they bought like rice and they were mixing it with something else. They put them in those they put them in those pots So I don't know what was they were making. They were making some seasonal rice. I don't know much. Also, Yeon is like the very playful type. She's the type of girl that she make other people feel comfortable. So she will always have a great date. She will always be comfortable around other people. So she's a great dater, or what should I say? Beside the awkward conversation that they have in the car about like marriage and children, the date seems to go well. This date so far seems to go well. I'm like, someone don't mess this up. Since you pick you want, that means you must be interested in her, right? The conversation flow and everything go well. They have some banter when they are like doing and making the rice thing. And the panelists notice that Yeon is like, it's natural for her to do skinship because she does it also on the date here. Now we have the third people who went on the date is Young Jun and Young Young. They were just like Bonnie and Munji. This is the pair that met each other and they're still interested to get to know each other. This part is funny. Yego mentioned about the first meeting. It was so beautiful. It was rainy, just like a movie. And she's talking about it's like this movie classic. Yeonju has no idea what she's talking about. And I'm like, oh my god, what's the age gap here? It's not all about the age gap. It might also be like he never watched that movie. We don't know how popular, I don't know, I'm not in Korea. I don't know how popular Classy was at the time the movie came. I should have checked the date. So you can see Song Hye-kyo, no, not Song Hye-kyo, what am I saying? Song Hye-jin being very young on the cover of the picture. So she must have been in her early 20 when the movie came. It's a movie that a young girl grew up watching. It was a very good movie, but Yeonju have no idea. Let's say if you met somebody high, let's say I'm in my 30 and I met somebody in his 20, I said, oh, but the Notebook is so popular. It's like, the Notebook is so popular. I'm pretty sure multiple generation, even teenager, know about the Notebook. So I said, oh, this is such a beautiful thing, just like the Notebook. Now the people feel like the Notebook is such a toxic movie and stuff like that. Let's not talk about that. Things have changed over the time, but back in the day, the Notebook used to be something. So it was that, like, they couldn't relate, or something like Titanic. Even though when I watched Titanic, I was less than 10. Like, Titanic came out like years ago. I was just joking at her, like, oh, maybe this is the biggest age gap, but I don't know. It's just a movie, and maybe he just didn't watch movie. As some people, they don't watch TV. She mentioned when they went on the date, and one of the activities they were doing, I don't know how to name that thing. I just know it's like they are making some kind of aquarium. It's like a chamber thing that animals or small, not bacteria, small thing grow inside. Like, it's a little bit like you make like your own aquarium and stuff like that. You put stuff inside. So they were putting rock inside, and she mentioned about liking the color green and her birthstone being emerald. And he heard that he was giving her all the green color. That was kind of sweet that he was doing that. They went to eat, and he asked her about if she know how to debone the fish. She said no, he did it for her. He was taking care of her. Even though, so they heard friends about the movie and stuff like that. And sometimes, I think having a memo, we don't remember what they talk about on the first day, like pasta. He was taking care of her. Like, he seemed very interested in her. He's the one who asked her on the date. Remember that. And he said something about him loving to cook for the person he likes. So he mentioned about cooking. He must be really good at cooking. They say he will cook something for her for the next date. And she wanted to eat like kimchi fried rice. He said he's going to make it for her. The panel was joking about the fact that, oh, they can just order kimchi fried rice. Yeah, but he said he's going to cook for her. And they like that. They thought that that was so sweet of him to doing something like that. Finally, the last day. The last day is Sang-young, or Poppy Guy, and Ji-won. I can feel the awkwardness. This is the type of people you can tell they're just going to be fine. The show is on. Anything can happen, seriously, anything can happen. So but you can see the awkwardness. I can feel it through the screen. Jinwoo said that he's a very calm person. Even on his first day, Puppy Guy, when he was talking to Yeon, on the first day, he was kind of shy. I feel like Sanyo is the type of guy who will invest into someone who's interested. He even said that he doesn't want to like just say a bunch of things that he doesn't mean. Unless he meant something, he doesn't want to say it because he want to be responsible for all that come out of his mouth. It's nice, it's a good quality to have, but be on a date with somebody, if you can talk to the person who be like, what are we doing here? He want to be intentional with his word, and I understand that. Jinwoo said, oh, you're very calm today. He said, just say that I'm boring. That's what you want to say. She said, no, you're not. And they did spend time at home together. They showed the interaction at home when they were talking. They have that friendship vibe. Jinwoo asked him if there's somebody else that he would like to talk to. He said yes. He just didn't say yes. He said Bonnie. That really is like make it like, no, I'm interested in Bonnie. I'm not even gonna try to confuse it. That's the person I'm interested in. Ever since that, she kind of felt like detached a little bit. You know, when you ask that question, somebody responds, and what should I do for the rest of the day? Are we supposed to continue this day? What's going on? My favorite pair, Bonnie and Moonji, they continued the day. They went to eat. He took her to the kimchi pork belly place because on the first date, when they first met, she mentioned something about her liking is it samgyeopsal, kimchi samgyeopsal or something like that. Kimchi pork belly. He took her to that place. Moonji know what he want, and he's just showing Bonnie that I pay attention to what you like. I'm taking the to that place. Bonnie was very happy about that. She wanted like an apron. She didn't want to make her clothes dirty. She didn't even say something he already knew. He said, oh, you want this? She noticed that he's very thoughtful. She liked that about him. And they seem more and more comfortable with each other. He was so comfortable with her that his accent kind of came. She said, oh, I noticed your accent. I never dated a guy with an accent before. I guess it's from like a different area, which is not a different area, not so like you cannot have like a dialect and when he talks. He asked if there's somebody else that she's curious about. She said no one. Mundi was happy again. And he's talk about the fact that he remembered the green color, like the message that we talked at the beginning. He did remember the message. He remember her mentioning the green color. They talk about that. Bonnie said that she can eat like kimchi fried rice, like at least like 2 bowls of kimchi fried rice. They talk about kimchi fried rice on this day, the last day. Yeonju and Yeguan, they mentioned kimchi fried rice. The panelists joke around the fact that there will be 2 guys in the kitchen making kimchi fried rice for the girl that they're interested. It will be kind of funny. Yeon and Sanwa, they continue. And they were just talking. Just like I said, the date was going well. Remember when they went to do that rice seasoning thing? The date was going well. And then she asked him, is there somebody that you would like to talk to, that question? And he said, yes, there's one more person. I'm like, Sam, what are you doing? No, before that, he said something about, oh, we keep talking back and forth, talking formally, talking casually. Let's just drop the honorific and we can just talk casually to each other. And she was happy about that, and she was surprised that he asked her on the date. In her mind, it was like, if he asked me on the day, he must be interested in me, And he said, drop the honor field. We have some fun moments where we were making rice thing. And now she asked him, I already mentioned this part. She asked why he asked her on the day, and he mentioned the part that when I saw you in the house, I thought you were cold, but you were actually very playful. No, I thought you were first cold, but when I saw you in the house, when I saw you in the house, the way you interact with people, I noticed how playful you were. She asked him, is there anyone else that you would like to know? He said yes. The problem is not that he said yes, right? Because the other dating show, technically it's day 2. It's okay to want to get to know other people. The problem is that after he said yeah, he kept talking about the other person instead of focusing on the person right in front of you. He said she's such a mystery. I kind of want to get to know her. Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, Yeun was kind of like, I don't know about this guy. Even though he asked me on a date and I thought he was interested, he started to act a certain way. I don't want to tell you who is interested. I let you guess. We will talk about that next episode. I don't want to keep open all the can of wounds. It won't be interesting, but just one person is interested in. The heroine is already checked out, like I was saying during the date. And in the trailer, they show Yeun being very disappointed and try to avoid to stay by someone's side. That make me think Yeun, she's more interested in someone that I thought, because if you take, I don't know, if she's like caution about him, try to avoid it, she seemed more interested in him. And also they're showing the trailer there'll be a new guy in the house that will shake the whole vibe. It always happens. How do we call it? How can we call the new person the game changer? Here I don't know how they call the new person. And also Sangyeon, we saw Poppy guy Sangyeon, who's the quiet guy who doesn't talk to the girl who's not interested in, who can talk to the girl he's not interested in, took the initiative to go talk to Bonnie. Oh my god, that love triangle started to go up. Oh, episode 3 is also an interesting one. I think I watched up to episode 4, and then everything else will be a surprise on you. I will do my best to get all the episodes to you the fastest as I can. So I do my best to film everything and post them, since I'm not doing the last editing like I used to do with all the video. I don't know, getting a copyright strike kind of be a blessing in disguise. Because like I was doing so much work, and now I feel like I was sad at the beginning. Now I feel a little bit more relaxed. I'm just gonna like rely on my personality. I hope my personality is enough to make good content to keep people from watching this video. If I'm boring, I'm sorry. Hopefully I'm not too boring for you to listen. If you can listen, if in the past we were focusing on visual, like see this person do this and that, I pay attention to them. Now we're gonna focus on listening. So if you don't have time to watch the video, at least listen to that. Put it in the background somewhere, listen to the recap. That's how you even feel a little bit like a podcast. Thank you so much for watching Mind the Nuna Gap episode 2, and I will see you in episode 3. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Right now we are at 1,200 subscribers. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to keep talking about this show.